It's a Wonderful Life is not a Christmas movie, and it's also somehow one of the best Christmas movies ever made. How does that work? How did a movie that just happens to be set during Christmas time, and only for a small portion of its runtime at that, become one of the most beloved holiday films? I'm AJ, a filmmaker and storyteller, and this Christmas season, let's discuss It's a Wonderful Life, and what makes it the beloved classic that it is. It's a Wonderful Life was released in December 1946 to mixed reviews and poor box office numbers. While not a bomb by any means, it was not especially well received or financially successful,
Where's that money, you silly, stupid old fool?
either because of this or due to a clerical error. In 1974, the film's copyright owners did not apply for an extension on its copyright, and it entered the public domain. Television producers, always looking for content, especially cheap or free content, to air, began showing the film during Christmas time. While this ended in 1993 due to the film re-entering copyright-protected status due to a legal loophole, those 2 decades of the film playing all over the television channels every Christmas helped make it one of the most widely loved Christmas films of all time.
Merry Christmas!
But that little history lesson only explains how it was shown so much, not why it's viewed as a classic. After all, it wasn't initially viewed as anything special. If there wasn't some quality to it, it would never have achieved the high status it now holds, no matter how many times it was shown. One factor in this is that It's a Wonderful Life is a well-crafted film. It was directed by Frank Capra, known for other classic films he directed before this, such as It Happened One Night and Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. He had just finished creating the Why We Fight documentary series during World War II, and his first film after the war was It's a Wonderful Life. His directing skills helped to elevate the performances of the film's actors, especially Jimmy Stewart, who plays George Bailey.
Now look, Joe. Now look. I want a big one.
Stewart's performance is stunning, and showcases the breadth of his acting range. He goes from his almost cliched, folksy charm
You know, if it wasn't me talking, I'd say you were the prettiest girl in town.
into depressed melancholy, furious anger, hopeless despair, and even right up to the edge of insanity in a few moments. It's an emotionally wide-ranging, yet very believable portrayal of a decent and flawed human being. There's a reason that this is regarded as one of the best performances that Stewart ever gave, right up there with the likes of his work in Vertigo, Rear Window, and The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance. The writing on the film is also a great feature. The story manages the somewhat unusual narrative timeline, with its going back to the past and then forward to the present, very well. And while much of the dialogue is very average for the time, there are also an abundance of memorable and quotable lines.
My mouth's bleeding, Bert. My mouth's bleeding. Zuzu pedals. Zuzu. There they are.
Add to all that the fact that this film is a masterclass in inspirational, optimistic storytelling. This might seem odd, since so much of the story is spent on watching George Bailey's hopes and dreams fall apart. It gets incredibly dark, with him both contemplating suicide and seeing his friends and family in the wretched, miserable circumstances they would be in if he had never lived. This darkness is really the key to the film's themes of hope and optimism. After all, hope isn't necessary when everything is going well. It's needed when things are going badly. If the film didn't plunge to the depths of despair, it could never end on the heights of inspiring optimism that it does.
That's a Christmas present from a very dear friend of mine.
Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Is this film a Christmas movie? At the beginning of the video, I said that it wasn't, but that was partially just trolling. After all, the opening title card sequence is even Christmas themed, so how could it not be a Christmas movie? Well, it really depends on what makes a movie a Christmas movie. Does it have to be about Christmas, or take place during Christmas? If so, how much of its runtime needs to be Christmassy to make it a Christmas film? It's a Wonderful Life is composed of flashbacks to George Bailey's past for about half the film. Only the very beginning, and then the final portion of the movie, involve Christmas at all. The film even ends with all the characters singing a song, but did they pick one of the many Christmas carols? No, they chose Auld Lang Syne, which is literally the only holiday song available for New Year's Eve, which is not Christmas. If anything, you'd have to make the case that this is a New Year's Eve movie. On the other hand, a significant portion of its runtime is set during Christmas, and the themes of family, friendship, hope, and optimism are very Christmas-like. There's also the weight of tradition to consider. The film has been viewed by so many for so long as one of the Christmas classics, so it's hard to say that it's not. At the end of the day, it's up to you to decide for yourself. Is It's a Wonderful Life a Christmas film or not?
Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas, George! Merry Christmas, George!
I'm AJ, and I hope you found this discussion of It's a Wonderful Life interesting. What are some of your favorite Christmas, or debatably Christmas, films? Leave them down in the comments below, and like and subscribe for more videos like this one. Now go out there and have a Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year to you! In jail!